Welcome, welcome. My name is Emily Schickli, and I am honored that you've chosen to journey with me in this movement practice. We're going to combine together from a variety of different disciplines to help you drop into your body and get out of your head so you can step away from the stressors, from the to-dos, from the responsibilities of the day, and finally feel good, restored, rested, and energized. So if you're ready for all of that goodness and have some fun on your mat, go ahead and get ready. Take a deep breath in, exhale out. Let's get started. So go ahead and just take a seat in the middle of your mat, the back of your mat, wherever feels good for you, crossing your ankles. You can close your eyes, place your hands on top of your thighs. We're just going to take a moment to ground and wake up our spine, get into our low back a little bit. So take a big breath into your belly. Exhale out your mouth. Take another deep breath into your belly. Exhale out your mouth. Good. Now, keeping your eyes closed, you can just start to shift your chest. If you need to look at me, that's okay. Shift your chest towards the right. So we're getting into a little bit of our side body here. Place your right hand down on your mat. Inhale, lift your left arm up over the sky. Over your head, into the sky, maybe spiraling your chest open here. Again, you can keep your eyes closed for a little bit more grounding. Big breath in. Exhale, sweep your arms out in front of you, left hand to mat, right arm to sky. Big breath in here. We're going to do that a few more times. So allow yourself to get into a bit of a rhythm. Again, you can keep your eyes closed or you can open them if that's preferred. And as you switch back and forth, waking up your spine, getting into your core a little bit, your back body, see if you can center in on an intention for today's class. So maybe you rated the intensity level, and that's your intention. Really get into your body. Maybe you have more of an energetic intention today, like it's Tuesday, I want to feel awake or I want to feel productive. Maybe it's just, I want to be here now. I want to be in the moment. So just keep breathing, switching back and forth at your own pace, side to side. Maybe settle in on a word for today. My word is going to be grounding. We're grounded. So I'll be cueing along those lines, but you can just insert your own word, your own intention as we move through. So let's find one more each side, sweeping over to the right. Exhale, sweep to the left. Nice. So landing on your left side, again, focusing on your intention, your word for today. So you can infuse your movement with that. So if you're following along with grounded, I'm focusing on how my hand is rooted into the earth as you lift your right hand up to the sky and release. Whew. Okay, let's get into some movement here. So switch around so you're facing the front of your mat if you're not already. Take a deep breath in, hands on your shins. Shrug your shoulder blades down your back, lifting your heart up. So this is a seated cat-cow. Exhale, round into your back. One more of those. Inhale, shrug down. Lift your heart up. Exhale, round your back. Squeeze your belly. Now inhale, come onto all fours, tabletop. Stacking your knees right underneath your hips. You can tuck your toes or keep them flat. Shoulders right on top of your wrists. Take a deep breath into your belly as you get down. Exhale, now start to activate your core. Squeeze your ribcage as you round your spine up and hold. Take a deep breath in. Exhale out. Start to activate our core even more. So again, if you want to keep it lower intensity, you can just stay here in a cat pose. If you want to add on, we're going to do a bear. So if you're familiar with Pilates, this is a Pilates move. Hover your knees, so pressing into your palms, pressing into the balls of your feet. Hover your knees 1 to 2 inches here. If you want to add on even more intensity, you can start to pulse, dipping your knees down almost to touch the mat. Exhale to lift them up. So again, 3 options here. One is just an active cat. The other one is a hold in your bear plank. And the third option is a pulse. Now we're here for 3, 2, One, lower your knees down, press back child's pose. So hips come down to your heels, maybe arms out in front of you. Take a deep breath in. Exhale out your mouth. Let it go. Okay, so let's start to add on. So come back to your tabletop, knees and hands. Tuck your toes. Exhale, find your bear plank. So we're hovering here. Or maybe you're pulsing or you're just in your active cat, squeezing your core. So whichever variation you're in, we'll start to shift back to downward facing dog. So exhale, hips go up to the sky, legs straighten. Inhale, come back to a bear plank. Hold here, big breath in. Exhale out. Big breath in. Exhale, hips go up. Nice. Inhale, bend your knees. Finding bear plank and hold. 2 breaths. Exhale. Use your breath powerfully here. Exhale, hips up. Woo, getting into a rhythm. Let's do it again. So inhale, bend your knees. Big breath in. Again, you can pulse if you want to add on more. Exhale, hips go back. Nice. Stay in your downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Catch your breath. Bending your knees one at a time. Now that we're a little bit warmer, start to walk your hands back to your feet. The hands come back to your ankles. They can be touching the ground or maybe resting on your feet if that's more available to you. You can also bend your knees really deeply here. Take a deep breath into your belly. Hands come up to your shins, flat back. Exhale, flop it out. So that means relaxing your muscles. Really letting them go. Nod your head, yes. Shake it, no. Let's do that again. So inhale, find an active core, stiff back. Squeeze your belly, nice long spine. Shift your weight into your heels. Exhale, let it go. Like jello. Good. Bend your knees deeply. Start to stack your spine. Keeping your back rounded. Shoulders are last to rise. Shrugging down your back. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, forward. Fold. Next, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands into your mat and slowly walk out to plank pose. Plank pose here, we got another little bit of a core activation. So take a big breath in. Similar to bear plank, you're going to tap your knees down so they're hovering. So you don't want to rest like I am now unless you want to modify. Totally fine. If you want to have the challenge, you want to hover your knees, then exhale, find plank pose. Different variation. If this feels uncomfortable, just come back to your bear variation. So you're on tabletop and hover here. So again, full version, plank pose, bend your knees, exhale, plank. Let's do that 2 more times. Last one. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips go back. Now you might feel like this version of downward dog is a little bit longer than when you started out. If it feels too long or unstable or too much pressure in your joints, just walk your feet a little bit further forwards. Take a deep breath in. Exhale out your mouth. Inhale here. Exhale, step your feet to meet your hands. So opposite of what we did before. Hands can rest on the ground, or maybe your shins or ankles. Exhale, let it go. Bend your knees deeply here, slowly rise. Taking your time, show your shoulders down your back. Inhale, lift your hands. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, flop it out, let it go. One more of those. Inhale, halfway lift. See if you can squeeze your belly, activate your spine. Exhale, flop your limbs. And flutter your lips here. Inhale, bend your knees. Let's ragdoll. Roll up. Shrug your shoulder blades down. Inhale, lift your hands. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. We're at the top of our mat, so we have plenty of space to set back. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So see if you can find the center, can you center your weight in the middle of your feet? So instead of leaning back or leaning forward, nice and grounded here. Again, coming back to my word, maybe you have a different word. Lifted, centered, present, whatever it is for you. Press your weight into the middle of your feet. Exhale, bend your left knee, step your right leg back. So we're in a high lunge here. If you want more support, you can make your right foot like mine right now. So I'm pretty close to having the heel down on the mat, which means I have a narrow stance here. If you want a little bit more of a challenge and an opening for your hip, you can step your right foot further back and stack your heel on top of the ball of your foot like I'm doing now. It's a little bit harder to balance, so just listen to your body, what feels good. Once you find your crescent pose, inhale, arms up. Big breath into your belly. See if you can contract your core here. So the tendency to splay our belly down. So if you can squeeze your belly in, protecting your low back. Nice tall spine here. All right, we're gonna work our lower body now that our core is nice and warmed up. So take a deep breath in. Exhale, bring your elbows towards your core as you lower forward. So you're loading your bent left leg, pressing down through your heel. You might start to feel some intensity there, almost like you're lifting weights. As turns out, you are. It's just your body. So I did a very heavy weightlifting routine yesterday, so my leg is already kind of shaking a little bit. So see if you can activate by pressing your weight down through your left heel, and then almost like you're going to rip your mat in half, pressing your left foot forwards and your right foot back. So we're loading our leg with our torso. Again, nice long straight back here, core's engaged, so you're not rounded in your back. If you want to add on, you can extend your arms out in front of you. Again, that challenges your balance even more. Hold for 3, 2, sweep your arms back up, lift your torso. 1, let's do that again a little bit faster. So leaning out over your leg, loading your leg. See if you can keep your hips square. So we have the tendency to shift and shimmy your left hip over to the left side of your mat. So you can keep your weight centered. Again, that's why we started with a stance that was centered over our feet before we step back. Arms can be out in front of you, at your heart or at your hips. Take a deep breath here. Exhale, rise up. Whew. You're gonna do that one more time for an even shorter period of time, and then we'll add on. So inhale, lean forward. Big exhale, squeeze your core. One more big breath in. Exhale, press through your left leg as you spiral up and open out to warrior 2. So we're taking pressure off of our left leg now. See if you can squeeze your right glute and hamstring so that you're wrapping your muscles around behind you to open up your right hip. Check in with your right foot. So you want your heel to be pressed slightly behind you, your toes slightly towards your midline. That can help protect your joints. Arms out in front of you, take a big breath in. Exhale, straighten your left leg. Arms go up. Big breath in. Exhale, rebend and lower. So now you're loading your left leg. Exhale, press through your left heel, rise back up, straighten. Inhale here. Exhale, load. We're going to speed that up a little bit, so press and load. Exhale, load. So you're just pressing back and forth between this. It's almost like a static lunge. So if you're familiar with weightlifting, we're kind of doing a side lunge here. So really getting into the back of your left leg, your left glute. If you start to feel this in your quad, see if you can press down through your heel more and into the floor. So that's going to light up the back of your body more than the front of your body. We tend to be imbalanced and have a stronger core or stronger quad that's going to take over. So this is really about activating your hamstrings. Okay, let's do one more of these. Exhale, load. Pausing here. Reverse warrior. So lifting your left arm all the way up, shifting your weight towards your right leg, still loading your left. Exhale, cartwheel down. Ooh. Surprisingly challenging, right? For such simple movements. So finding your plank pose again. We'll do our core variation. Again, permission to just lower your knees and maybe stay here and hold a modified plank. So listen to your body. It's not about giving up. It's not about making it easier. It's about listening to what's actually here in the present. Okay? So options, lower your knees, holding here, or you can hover for a little bit more of a challenge. You might feel your body shaking. I know I am. Take a deep breath in, or you can go back to your bear plank. Slightly more supported, but still get a lot of core activation. You might also feel your quads a little bit more. I'm also talking a lot to distract you. Big deep breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Whew. If you need it, if you're craving it, take a little child's pose. Nice little yummy break. You can shimmy your hips side to side. Maybe get a little low back release before we do the other side. Big breath in. Exhale out. One more big breath. Exhale, let it go. Find your way back to your downward facing dog if you have moved. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, walk your feet to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, flop it out, let it go. Inhale, bend your knees, slowly stack your spine to rise up. Shoulder blades down. Inhale, hands lift. Exhale, hands to heart. So take a moment here before we go to the other side. Again, coming back to maybe your intention for today. So you can thread it through the movement, through your breath. So if you're following along with my intention, grounding, I'm going to focus on where my mat and my feet connect. Knowing that I'm supported here, that I'm safe, that I have the strength to move in this practice. Now bring your weight so it's centered over your feet again. This time you're going to step your left leg back. So shift your weight into your right foot, slight bend. Exhale, big kick back. Nice. So same thing here. Listen to your body. If you want a narrower stance like I have now, you can almost press your left heel behind you, so behind the ball of your foot. If you want a longer stance, you'll be stacking your heel on top of the ball of your foot. This is more traditional. Both are good. You actually get more of a calf stretch in this slightly more supported version. So it's whatever feels best for your joints, your body. Once you're ready, arms go up, crescent pose. We'll start to practice loading our right leg this time. So knit your ribs together, activating your core, belly button goes to your spine. Squeeze your belly here. Exhale, chop forwards. Big breath in. Exhale out. Again, your hands can get your heart or your hips for more support. I wouldn't recommend resting your hands on top of your knee though, if you are tempted to do that. That just overloads your quad. And again, this is about your glutes and your hamstrings, the back of your body. So shifting your weight into your heel, pressing your big toe down into the mat. So all parts of your feet are connected with the floor. Exhale, press into your right heel as you rise back up. That was our first load. We got two more. Exhale, lean forward. See if you can activate your right glute here. You can even bring your hand back to touch your butt. Seems silly, but it actually is really helpful to just tell your muscles, hey, these are the ones. This is what's supposed to be working, not the quad. Not to say that you're not actually using your quad, it's just the emphasis is more on the back of your body here. Arms out for more intensity. Big breath here. Exhale, press through your heel, rise up. Last one, this is a shorter load. Exhale, lean forward. Press into your right heel, big breath in. Exhale, rise up. Open up for warrior two. So taking a big breath here, you can see the back of my body. Moving through our warrior two today. So in your warrior two, you want to make sure that your shoulders are relaxed. So if you find yourself when we go into these lunges, that your shoulders are all the way up to your neck, see if you can relax your hands down and use them less. So you can actually just have your hands by your side if that's happening for you. Now again, before we start, imagine wrapping the muscles of your left leg around and back behind you. Press your left heel even further, almost at a 45-degree angle away from your body. Toes point inwards. When you're ready, arms come all the way back to warrior two if they've traveled. Now lean into your right knee. Exhale, straighten. So you don't want to lock out your joint knee straighten, so slight bend here. Again, squeezing the back of your body. Exhale, bend. Loading your right heel as you lift up. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Big breath here. Exhale, bend. Inhale here. Exhale, straighten. Inhale here. Exhale, bend. So that's the slower version. Taking a full breath in each position. Or you can speed it up and do half of a breath in each one. Listen to your body. If you want a little bit more aerobic, make it fast. But make sure you still have your form intact. So you're pressing in that right heel. Few more breaths here. You got this. Really loading that leg by pressing your weight into the ground. Let it support you. Keep your full foot in the ground. Last 3, 2, 1. Reaching back with your arms. Right knee is bent. Humble warrior or reverse warrior. Big breath in, catch your breath. Exhale, let it go. One more inhale. Exhale, windmill, hands to your mat. Ooh. Step back for your plank pose. Last little bit of plank before we go onto our back. So option here to just hold a plank, hold a supported plank, or you can tap your knees for more. You choose for 4, 3, 2, 1. Everybody lower your knees down. Press back, child's pose. Ooh. You can shimmy your hips side to side. You can go into rabbit if your back is feeling it. Pressing your backs of your hands into your mat, tucking your chin into your chest. Resting on the top of your head. Big breath in. Exhale out. Slowly bring your hands back in front of you if they've traveled. And find the seats. So shifting your legs to one side, finding a seat on your pelvis. Knees bent, arms up in front of you. We're not just going to lay back down because it is a core class. But if you do want to lay back down, this is your permission slip to do so. We're all going to meet on the mat on our backs. If you want to add on some core to get there, you can join me in a supported boat pose. So your feet are on the ground, arms out by your sides. A couple of variations if your hip flexors are really killing you. Place your hands behind your thighs. So not right on your knee, but like behind the middle of your thigh here. And that will just take some of the pressure off your hip flexors, but you'll still get a good core workout. So 2 options for your hands, 2 options for your feet. You can stay grounded, lift one up, lift the other up, and stay elevated here. You can have your hands out long. So you choose, play around these variations. Maybe you go for a full teaser, your arms out, your legs are out straight. You can stay here. You can maybe paddle your boat, maybe it's a kayak. You know, got your fake kayak situation going. So whatever you gotta do, we're here for 4. Last 3, whatever feels good and challenging. 2, 1. Slowly lower to low boat. Legs extended, arms by your sides. Hold for 3. Yes, you can. 2. 1. Melt it down. Nice work. Hug your knees into your chest. Take a deep breath in your belly, inside out. Find a little twist here. So opening up your arms by your sides, or maybe bending your elbows, depending on space. Flop your knees to the right. Gaze in the opposite direction. Big breath into your belly. Exhale out your mouth. Big breath into your belly. Exhale, let it go. Slowly switch sides. If you need to, scoot your hips over to the other side of your mat. Gaze over your right shoulder. Big breath into your belly. Maybe close your eyes. Exhale out your mouth. Big breath in. Exhale out. Now slowly bring your knees back to center. Go ahead and find happy baby pose. So maybe catching your ankles behind your thighs, or the outsides of your feet. Now, how would you know which to grab onto? The key is if you reach for the outsides of your feet and your pelvis pops up, you've lifted too far. So you want to lower your hands down so your spine is completely supported. This is a really great healing motion for your low back, especially. See if you can activate your core here. Yes, I know we're in the cool down, but don't worry, just activate your core, pressing your low back into the mat. So healing for your body to have the pressure of your floor supporting you. Take a deep breath in, so let it go. And hug your knees into your chest, giving yourself a big squeeze here. Maybe bring your head up to meet your knees. And then exhale. Option to open out all the way into your final resting pose. We're going to close class quietly. So in case you do have extra time, I encourage you to do a self-guided meditation. Maybe just lay here and check in with how your body feels after all that movement. You can also do a couple of leg stretches on your own if you'd like to. We'll all just kind of close class together. Just place your hands over your heart center. Still lying down, eyes closed. Although if you have to jet off to a meeting, maybe sit up. Take a deep breath in. Exhale out your mouth. And then go ahead and say out loud, you're muted, so, or you're watching the recording, so I can't hear you, no one else can hear you, but say out loud that word that you had as your intention for today's class. Grounded. And just allow that sound and that feeling of that word to settle into your body. You set that intention and now you've moved with that intention and now it's here. Enjoy it, bask in it, welcome it. Namaste.